So we're going to begin today sitting up on a block or a blanket. So here's my block, and I'm placing it right in between my shins, and sit bones are on the block. So when we start with a little bit of pranayama this morning, it's going to help open up in the lungs here and create a good posture. Beautiful. So let's begin by opening up our hands, opening our hearts, and we'll open with an Om. Take a deep inhale. And softening our heads towards our heart. And set an intention for yourself. One that supports you through your day or your evening. And staying connected to your heart space. And then let's begin by walking our fingertips forward, lengthening through our spine and taking a softer bow forward. Just allowing yourself to drape over your thighs here. Deep inhale to the back body. Exhale, softening. Now let's walk our hands back to our thighs. So we're going to begin with doing some samavriti breath, where we inhale and exhale for the same length of time, and also trying to use the same kind of pressure and flow. So it's a very similar consistency with the breath in and out. So let's pull our shoulders up and back, and let's take our hands and press the thighs into the block, grounding into the earth. So take a deep inhale and exhale as you press your thighs into your block or blanket, grounding into the earth here. Eyes are soft. You can even close your eyes if you like as you listen to my voice. And now move your ribs back a little bit, grounding into your sit bones a little more, slightly tucking your tailbone, just slightly dropping the tailbone towards the earth, slightly tucking. Inhale, lifting up the heart and shoulders. Beautiful. And then we're going to inhale and bring the arms up for a count of 5, and then we're going to exhale for the count of 5. We'll do this a couple of times. Deep inhale, hands up overhead. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale for 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale for 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's pause at the top of the breath. So as you exhale, you want to try to make your exhale audible through the nose and also audible through the inhale. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale for 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale for 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pause. Inhale 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pause. Inhale, come to a normal breath, hands to your thighs. Just notice the breath come in and out. Notice the quality of the breath. Is it smooth? More easeful? Does the mind feel more quiet? Pranayama is a powerful practice using joining our life force to help quiet the mind and body. All right, opening up our eyes. So let's come onto our toes. Roll the toes underneath. Move your block to the side. Let's roll the toes underneath. Let's sit back on our heels for just a couple breaths here. Inhale, hands up overhead. Take your right hand to the left and let's just stretch over to the right. Big stretch. And let's do the opposite side. Inhale up, exhale, stretch over to the left. And let's come back. Come onto your hands and just make the knees a little bit wider, drawing toes together. Tops of the toes are on the floor here. Walk fingertips out. Inhale, lift shoulders by the ears. Now pull the navel in as you lift your chin with the next exhale. Inhale, inflate the back body. Exhale, pull the navel in, toning the lower belly, lifting the chin, and now bring your forehead to the floor. And breathe. This takes you naturally into your Ujjayi breath as you tone the lower belly. If that's comfortable for you, you can stay with the Ujjayi breath or try to stay with the Samavritti breath where you notice the flow of the inhale and exhale and trying to keep it smooth and even and also audible so that you can hear the sound like the ocean. It's very calming. Let's walk our hands over towards the left. Reach out through the fingertips. Deep inhale and exhale, forehead to the earth. Take a couple of breaths here. Deep inhale, long exhale. Walk your hands over to the right. So it's over your right thigh. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bow forward to the earth. Bring your hands back to center. And now you're going to place your hands on the earth and let the hips come back to the heels, forehead to the earth as we come to a child pose. And stay here for a couple of breaths, noticing the inhale expand in the back body, exhaling, softening into the earth, being present with the breath, the body, and the mind, creating steadiness and union. This is yoga. An Indian saint that roamed India in the 1800s. His name was Bhagawan Nityananda, and he wrote a poem. He said, "The heart is the place of all sacred places. Go there and roam. The heart is the hub of all sacred places. Go there and roam." So let's roam in that sacred place within us through our practice today. Inhale, place hands on the earth and rise up. Let's come onto all fours here. We're going to come into a couple cat and cows. Inhale, drop belly. Exhale, expand up to the earth. Inhale, softening the belly to the earth. Exhale, expand. Arch up like a cat, chin to the chest. Inhale, soften the heart. Exhale, expand in the back body. One last round. Exhale. Inhale, come to a neutral posture, and we'll come to our first downward facing dog. Come up high on the toes, bend the knees. Let's lift the sit bones towards the sky. Now lift your chin. And again, we're going to tone the lower belly on the exhale, pulling the navel in. Next inhale, press hands into the earth, bring head in between the arms. Now you can begin to pedal your feet, dropping one heel, then the other. It's getting into the backs of our legs. And let's come back down to our knees. And let's lower down to the earth. Let's come to a cobra. Bring the shoulders up and back. Deep inhale. Exhale, let's come back to a puppy pose. Forehead to the earth. Inhale, come back. We're going to do another cobra. Trying to move with the breath. Inhale. Exhale, come back to a puppy pose. We'll come back to a cobra with the inhale. Exhale, puppy pose. Just getting our energy going, getting the spine warmed up. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, puppy pose. It's nice to use the Ujjayi breath here. One more cobra. And exhale, puppy pose. Inhale, let's come back to a downward facing dog. So bend the knees, gaze in between your hands, and let's step the feet towards the hands. Walk your feet to the hands. Feet are inner hip width apart here. Bend the knees, hands to the hips, shoulders up and back. Inhale, let's rise up. Coming to the center of our mat. Let's take a wide stance. And we're gonna come into our knees and inhale, arms above our head. I like to think that I'm gathering energy from the earth here as we bow and gather energy. And exhale, rising up, and bringing the energy in. So moving with your breath. And maybe your movement and breath is a little different than me, so do what works for you here. What feels good, what connects you, what unites you. The heart is the hub of all sacred places. Go there and roam. So ending with our last gathering of energy and coming back to center. Samasthiti, hands in front of heart. And let's come at the top of our mat. Inhale, arms above our head. Exhale, let's bow forward. Inhale, take hands to your shins and lengthen through your spine. Exhale, bow forward and let's take the right foot back and we'll come to a forward lunge here and take a couple of breaths. Take your hands to the earth. Let's bring the left leg back to a plank or bring your knees to the earth. And let's lower down to the earth. Hands behind the back. Interlace the hands, shoulders up and back. Extend the arms out and lift the feet. Shavasana variation. From the heart out through the crown of the head, from the pelvis out through the toes. Press hands into the earth for a cobra. Downward facing dog. Let's bring the right leg forward for a forward lunge. Drop the back knee and breathe. Bring the left foot forward to meet at the top of the mat. So let's bend in our knees, hook our thumbs. We're going to come into an Utkatasana. Bring the hands up overhead with the thumbs hooked. Sit back into your chair here. Now let's bow forward, chin to the chest. With an exhale, pull the navel in, chin to the chest, toning the lower belly. Keeping that tone. Inhale, lift your chin. Sit back into your hips a little more. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands in front of your heart. Inhale, hands overhead. Exhale, bow forward. Inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, right foot back. Let's take the right hand to the earth and open up to the left. Take the hands, both hands to the earth, drop the back knee. And we're going to bring our hands inside of our right foot, or maybe come to your elbows. And we'll take a couple of breaths here. Deep inhale, long exhale. Now walk your left foot a little more in and come to the edge of your left foot. So it's actually under your heart here. And you can take your hands on both sides of your front foot, lengthen forward here. Couple of breaths. Okay, let's come back. Bring the left knee back to a lunge and bring your left foot back. Let's meet in plank or knees to the earth. And let's lower down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe here. Right foot in between the hands. Left hand press into the earth and let's twist open to the right. So bring your hands inside of your right foot. Drop the back knee. You can let the right knee open up a little to the right if you like. And you can bow forward either with your hands on a block or elbows to the earth and breathe. Deep inhale to the back body. Exhaling, softening. The heart is the hub of all sacred places. Let's go there and roam. So lift up, bring your front foot underneath the heart here, come to the edge of the foot, and then let your right knee fall open here. Yeah, that front foot is flex. Good. So you can stay here, hands on the mat, or bring elbows to the earth. You come to what's best for you and stay here for a couple of breaths. Press hands into the mat and bring your right leg back, and we'll meet either in plank or on the knees. Lower down to the earth. So extend the left arm out. We're going to roll over onto the left shoulder or shoulder opener. The right hand braces you in front to let your head rest on the earth here. So you can stay here or bring the top leg up and bring the foot behind you to open a little deeper. We're going to end in some back bends today. So opening up our spine and opening up in shoulders. And let's come onto our bellies and do the other side. So the palm presses into the earth. It's about level with the shoulder. Roll over to your other side. Top leg comes up and bring the foot behind you for a little deeper opening. And breathe. Okay, let's come back. Push back to a puppy pose. Take a breath here, and then come to a downward facing dog. Tops of the thighs pressing back. Now, inhale the right leg up, extend the leg to the sky, and bring the foot in between your hands. We're going to come to a Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Inhale, rise up. Let's bring the palms to the sky, open up the heart, and then bend in the front knee. Check your stance. Try to bring your front knee over your front ankle. Beautiful. So straighten the front leg. We'll come into our reverse warrior, or an exhale, and then inhale, warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. So moving with the breath in a way that feels easy for you. Let's come back to reverse warrior, straighten the front leg, warrior 2. One more round. Reverse warrior and warrior 2. Take the right hand to the earth. Come into side angle pose, Parvokonasana. Top arm up and over the left ear, and extend from the back foot out to the top fingertips and stretch. Beautiful. Bring that hand to the earth, pivot on the back toes here, and bring the right foot back. We'll meet in a plank or the knees to the earth. Then lower down. Extend the hands out to the side for Shalabhasana. Shoulders up and back. From the heart out to the crown of the head, and then from the pelvis out to the toes. Lift, lengthen, and expand. Lift a little more if you can. Hands, bring your hands underneath the shoulders, release the feet, come to cobra. Downward facing dog. Take a breath here. We'll come to the other side. Extend the left leg up to the sky. Bring it in between the hands. We'll come into Virabhadrasana 2 on the opposite side. The middle arms up. So first start with palms to the sky to get the shoulders open, shoulder blades onto the back. Open the heart, check your feet, strong feet. And the front foot intersects the back. Try to get the front knee over the front ankle if possible. Gazing over front fingertips. We'll come into reverse warrior. On an exhale, inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, warrior 2. Reverse warrior, straighten the front leg. Inhale, warrior 2. Exhale, reverse warrior. Then we'll come into warrior 2. And then a Parvokonasana side angle pose. Hand to the floor, or you could have a block if you like, or you could take hand to the knee, your elbow to your knee. So let's take top hand to the hip, roll this top shoulder up and back. So tuck your left sit bone, tuck it down and in. Inhale, top arm up, palm towards the earth, and bring the arm bone up by your right cheek. Just gently gazing upwards. You gaze at the place where the wall meets the ceiling. That's as high as you need to look. And take the top arm back. We'll meet in a plank or knees to the earth. and lower down to the earth. So let's inhale, press hands into the earth, come to a cobra. And we're going to keep this lift in our chest. And then extend the hands back and grab the tops of your feet. Press feet into the hands and draw top shoulders up and back. And then press feet into the hands, lifting the feet to the sky. Dhanurasana, bow posture. You know you all love it. And release, push back to puppy pose. Let's come all the way back to a child pose. Let hips rest back on the heels. And breathe. Inhale, expanding in the back body, breathing behind the heart. That magical space behind the heart, the energetic heart. The heart is the hub of all sacred places. Go there and roam. Inhale, come to all fours. So we'll come back to a downward facing dog and step your feet towards the top of your mat. Bend your knees. We'll come to Utkatasana again. Let's hook the thumbs, draw the arms up. So bring your chin to your chest as you sit back into your seat. Exhale, pull navel in. Inhale, lift the chin, opening the heart. Inhale, rise up. Hands in front of the heart. Come standing in the center of your mat. And we'll open up hands and open up feet. We're going to come into a Trikonasana. So extend the right foot out. You want to make sure it intersects the back. Strong legs, pulling energy up from the earth into the pelvis, and then from the heart out through the fingertips. So just envision that, pulling energy up from the earth, like energy socks up the legs, hug muscle the bone into your pelvis. Dropping the tailbone towards the earth with a gentle tuck, pulling navel in, then bringing the energy up through your heart and out through your fingertips for a full expression of heart energy. I love Trikonasana. So with the next inhale, expand, exhale, reach out towards the earth. You can take your hand to your ankle, walk, or to the earth. Strong legs, strong knees, left shoulder up and back, opening up the heart. Extend the top arm up to the sky. Drawing your tailbone down with a gentle tucking in, lifting in the heart. Beautiful. So we're going to come into an Ardha Chandrasana, top hand to the top hip. Beautiful posture, Anna. So let's bring the back foot in, right hand forward. So coming into your Ardha Chandrasana, half moon posture. Top foot is flexed. So once you have your stability, you can extend the top arm up and maybe you gaze forward. Beautiful. If you want to try to go into an Ardha Chandrasana with a Chapasana top leg, you bend the top knee and grab the foot and press the foot into the hand for Chapasana top leg. It's an option if you want to try. And then we'll meet in a downward facing dog. And let's come down to the earth, come down to your bellies. Come for a cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot forward. And we'll come into a Trikonasana on the opposite side. Bring the arms up. Feet, strong legs, strong knees. Now gather the energy from the earth, drawing up through the legs, up into the pelvis, drawing tailbone down and in, up and through the heart and out through the fingertips. The hub is the heart of all sacred places. Extend the left arm out to your block, your shin, or the earth. Drawing your tailbone down. This left sit bone comes in. Drawing your left sit bone down and in, it creates an inner spiral in the front leg. Extend the top arm up. And stay here for a breath. Deep inhale, long exhale. One more round. Deep inhale, long exhale. Top hand to the hip. So it's coming to Ardha Chandrasana. Back foot comes in. Left hand comes forward. Find your stability, your steadiness. Top foot is flexed. So bringing your top arm up and extending it out, if you like. So you have an option here. If you want to take your top leg into a Chapasana, you can bend the knee, bring it to your chest, grab your foot and press the foot into your hand. We've been practicing this lately. Maybe you want to go for it today. You can also practice it in front of a wall, with a wall behind you that will support you. Then let's meet into a downward facing dog. Come down to our knees. And so we're going to come to a camel posture. So if you have your blanket, to place your knees on your blanket. You don't have to, but I like to. And a block. So we're going to take a block. There's two options here you can try. Some people like to use it this way in between their shins. I have very bony shins, so it doesn't feel so good for me. Or you can place it in between your thighs, which is my preference. And you could go a little thicker or thinner. So I like to use it on the thinner width and squeeze in between the thighs or in between the shins. So this creates that hugging into the midline that we talk about. So hug into the midline. So let's first curl our toes under, draw tailbone down and in, pulling the navel in, hands to the hips. So we're going to tone our belly by the next exhale, pulling it in, taking chin to the chest. And now keep breathing with your chin to your chest and feeling the toneness in the lower belly. Drawing tailbone, scooping it down and in. So this helps to create an integrity and strength here in our kidney area, lumbar area, stability in the pelvis. And then we're going to focus on opening up in the heart and shoulders. So maintaining that stability in your pelvis area and core. Toning belly. You're going to keep chin to the chest the whole time. Hug your block. Inhale, right arm up and bring it back to the right ankle. Chin to the chest, open in the heart. Bring it back, just like a backstroke. We've done this before. Let's do the other side. Inhale, chin to chest. Top arm up and back. Bring it to your left heel. And let's bring it forward. Beautiful. So let's do both. Drawing tailbone in, exhale, tone belly, chin to chest. Inhale, right arm up and back. And let's bring the other arm up and back. Keep the chin to chest. Open up in the chest. If you want to extend the head back and lift the chin back, then you can. Squeeze your block, tuck tailbone to keep the pelvis strong. Left to right hand back, beautiful. So let's take the block to the side, come to all fours. Let's do a couple rounds of cat and cow. Opening up, neutralizing the spine. Toes together, knees wide, push back. Let's come forehead to the earth, coming to a child pose. Wonderful. So remove your blanket if you like. You can keep your blanket here to the side as we come into our pigeon prep, and you can use the blanket if you like to support your pelvis and hips. So let's come to a downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths here, also helping to stretch out the spine after our back bend. Extend the right leg up, and we'll come into a three-legged dog. The right knee towards the sky. Left heel dropping towards the earth. So let's bring the right knee in for pigeon. So this is where you can take your blanket and place it under your right hip here. Sometimes we use it and sometimes we don't. But today, let's bring a little more awareness to leveling the pelvis. So take your left hand inside of your left thigh, inner spiral this back leg. So bring, as you grab the thigh, rotate it, the inner thigh up towards the sky. Bringing this left hip forward, leveling hips a little more. You can use the blanket under your right sit bone. So keep the back toes curled to keep that energy, in the back leg there. So we're going to draw the knees together, strengthening that pelvic core. Inhale, rise up, extend fingers towards the sky. Exhale, let's come down to the earth. We're going to rock back and forth a little bit here. Keep your awareness on the breath as you breathe. Deep inhale to the back body. Exhaling, softening in the hips, softening forward. Maybe you bring your forehead to your arms, or you can stack your fists. And we're going to stay here for 3 rounds of breath. Deep inhale, long exhale. With each exhale, feel the hips softening into the earth. Feel the ribs softening on the back. With the next exhale, feel the shoulders softening. So we're going to walk our hands over towards the left. We're going to take our downward facing dog hands. So the hands are spread, pressing them into the earth. I want you to take your chin to the chest and do an exhale and pull the navel in. And root your sit bones into the earth. Stretching here. And now keep the chin towards your chest and the toned navel as you breathe here. So this naturally takes you into a ujjayi breath as we move deeper into this posture, stretching and opening into that right sit bone, rooting into the right sit bone, the outer right hip. Let's take a couple more breaths here. Wonderful. Lifting the head. Let's walk the hands back to center. You can move your blanket off to the side here, and let's take the back leg. We're going to bring it in, and we're going to come into a seated twist. Left foot in front of the right knee, left hand behind you, lengthen up. So let's start with our hand first, a little distance away, our hand behind us. So really to create some length in our spine. As we inhale, lengthen. Exhale, gazing towards the left shoulder. If you want to walk your hand back in a little more, for a little deeper twist, you can. Maybe you take your right elbow and on the outside of the left knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twisting. Wonderful. So let's come back. We're going to come into a Gomukhasana. So you may want to sit up on your blanket, or let's just do that. All of us sit up either on a block or blanket underneath your sit bones. It helps. Even if you don't need it, it still helps to create some more length in the torso, less pain in knees, and it helps us to focus more on opening up in our hips. So let's take the hands to the thighs. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, press hands into the thighs and root into the earth. So on the next inhale, expanding and lengthening. And exhaling, this time pulling navel in, chin to chest. Press hands into the thighs. So now you can really feel the sit bones rooting into the earth as you bring the navel in, moving the ribs back, chin to chest, rooting into the posture even more. Now keep the chin to chest and the tone navel and continue to breathe. And again, this takes us more into our Ujjayi breath. It takes us deeper inside, moves us. The prana helps to move us deeper into the posture, creating more union in breath, mind, body, and heart. Stay here for a couple more breaths as you're turning more inside. And as you squeeze the legs together, creating this toning of the pelvic floor and tucking tailbone, you're creating a Muladhara Bandha here, which is also a lock. Just like we are with the chin to the chest, we're creating Jalandhara Bandha, a throat lock. As you notice, it draws you inside, helps to hold your energy within. This is how you can help to build your energy, your inner energy, inner strength. Yeah, okay, and the next inhale, release the head up. And we're going to meet on all fours and then a downward facing dog. And then we'll come to the other side with our pigeon prep. So let's inhale the left leg up. Bend the knee up to the sky. The right heel is moving towards the earth, opening up the back of your leg. Inhale, bring the left knee in between your hands. So let's use the blanket here to support our left sit bone. And curl the back toes under. Let's take our right hand inside of the right thigh, bring the inner right thigh up to the sky, creating an inner spiral. You can notice it brings this right hip. Maybe you want to adjust your blanket a little bit. Helps to bring the right hip more forward, creating more levelness with the pelvis. Walk the hands back, draw legs in together like scissors. Inhale, let's rise up, lifting, lengthening towards the sky. And let's lower down to the earth. So you can bring elbows to the earth or maybe to a block. Maybe you bring forehead to your, can stack your fists. Whatever suits you. We'll take a couple of deep breaths here. We're going to take 3 deep inhales and long exhales. And with each exhale, feel the hips softening to the earth, the ribs, especially lower ribs softening, and then shoulders softening to the earth. Next inhale, let's rise up, press hands into the earth. We're going to walk them over to the right. Now remember our downward facing dog hands, spread the fingers, claw the earth. Deep inhale, expand into your back body, and even arch your back up like a little bit like a cat. Exhale, pull the navel in, chin to chest. Now keep the toning of the navel, chin to chest as you breathe. We're using our ujjayi, and we're rooting the outside of the left hip into our blanket here. So the blanket's helping us to create more connection here as we root the left sit bone into the earth, and at the same time, keeping a levelness in our pelvis. So we'll take a couple more breaths here. Finishing up with your last round of breath. Let's come back to center. And we're going to bring the back leg and wrap it around for our seated twist here. And take my blanket to the side. Right foot over the left knee. So taking the right hand behind, let's walk it back at first. Lengthen through the spine. Pull the navel in. Left hand to your right knee. Lengthening with an inhale, exhaling with a twist. Take a couple of breaths here. Relax in your neck and jaw. We have a tendency to kind of strain the neck and jaw here. Now walk your right hand a little closer in if you like to get a little deeper into the twist. And then if you want, take your left elbow in outside of your right knee and making it even deeper twist here. And now we're going to come to our Gomukhasana. So I'm using a blanket here, the blanket or the block. You're going to sit up with your sit bones. Pulling the thighs together. Let's take our hands back behind us at first. Press fingertips into the earth if you can, and lengthening up. Deep inhale. So on the next exhale, press hands into the thighs, rooting the thighs together. Deep inhale, lengthening. And now next exhale, pulling the navel in, chin to the chest. We're coming into this Jalandhara lock. It's not like a forceful lock with the chin to chest. It's a gentle chin to the chest. Navel coming in. And now rooting the sit bones into the earth here. With the next exhale, press the hands. Let the hands be heavy on the thighs as you hug the legs together. Drawing tailbone down and in, creating that the Muladhara lock, the lock with the pelvic floor and with the chin to the chest. But lift up in the heart space. Don't collapse in the chest, in the mid back. Lift in the heart space. There's energy in the back body. Even the chin to the chest. And there's still this gentle rounding as you draw the navel in. So we have these two locks containing the energy as we connect to the earth and sky. And we're drawing the energy in and we're going, turning more inside here as we connect to our Ujjayi breath. We'll stay here for a couple more breaths. The heart is the hub of all sacred places. Let's go there and roam. Inhale, rising up. And we're going to come onto our backs. Come onto backs and draw your knees into the chest. You can rock back and forth a little bit here. In a way that feels good for you. So let's grab your strap, everybody. Hug right knee into the chest, extend the left leg out. Pull the knee in. So the left leg, you let it rest on the earth, or you can bend the knee with the foot, if that is going to feel better for you. So we're going to take the strap to the bottom of the right foot, stretch it up to the sky. Open the leg up to the right. Deep inhale, long exhale. Bring the leg back. So drawing the leg towards you. Now let the leg cross over the body and gaze over towards the right. Pull the navel in as we gaze over towards the right. As you pull the belly in, it creates more room for your twist here. Deep inhale, long exhale. Coming back. Now let's take the right knee towards the earth. You can even take your right hand on the outside of your right foot if you like, or a half happy baby. And we're going to open up to the right again. You can keep your hand on your foot here. Open the leg off to the right, and then push the foot into your hand, opening it up to the right. For a little deeper opening on the right side. Bend your knee, keep your hand on your foot. And now extend the leg up to the sky, if you can, with the hand on the foot. On the outside of the foot. And then going to release the foot to the earth. Take a breath. And now we're going to squeeze the left knee in, hugging it in. And again, the right leg, you can keep it extended or foot on the earth if that works best for you. If you feel pressure in the lower back during these stretches, then you can have the foot on the earth. That will help to relieve the lower back. So let's take the strap to the left foot, extend the foot to the sky, open the leg up to the left, breathe. Inhale, leg back up. So stretch the foot up to the sky, drawing it in towards you, hugging muscles above the knee. Now take the strap to your right hand and open it up to the left. You can gaze over to the left. You can open your left leg towards the right and then gaze to your left. Pull navel in to create room for the twist here. Let's take a couple of breaths. And come back. Half happy baby pose. Take your left hand outside of the left foot as we come into the half happy baby pose on the left side. Breathe into the left hip here. Inhale. So if possible, you can either use your hand on the strap, or if you can, keep your left hand on the foot. Open the leg off to the left. Breathe. Now let's bring the knee back in. Keep the hand on the foot. Now, if you can, keep your foot, your hand on the edge of the foot and open the leg up to the sky. Or you can hold the strap. Now let's release the leg. Breathe. You're going to bend the knees. You're going to wrap the left leg around the right, hook the left toes behind the right leg here. Bump the hips off to the left. And we're going to let the knees fall over to the right for a twist. Bring arms up overhead, grab your elbows. Lift shoulders up so you can try to get both shoulders on the earth and gaze over to the left. Again, pull the belly in, pull the navel in for a little deeper twist. Stay here for a couple of breaths. If it's too much to grab your elbows, you can also take your hands out to the sides and extend the arms out like a T, if that's better for you. Bring the legs back. Bump the hips back to center, and let's take the opposite leg. For me, it's the right over the left. Now bump the hips over to the right. Let the knees fall over to the left. So try to get both shoulders level on the earth. Grab opposite elbows. Gaze over to the opposite side here. Now pull the belly in, making more room for the twist. And again, if it's too much to grab your elbows, you can extend the arms out like a T. And directing the breath towards the core and the pelvis area. And the exhale, feel the knees get heavier, softening in the lower back, softening in the pelvis, softening in the belly as you drop deeper into the posture with each exhale. Inhale, come back. Hug the knees, hug the legs in, and we're going to come into a full happy baby pose here. Release the legs to the earth. If you want a blanket over you, we're going to come into our shavasana. We'll stay here for a couple of minutes before we close class. So once you're comfortable, Let the feet be heavy as they fall open. Bringing your awareness to the feet. Drawing the breath through your awareness to your feet. Exhaling, feet and legs and hips soften into the earth. Inhaling, drawing awareness to the pelvis and the belly area, hips. Exhaling, softening. Inhaling into the chest, the heart space and the shoulders, and the arms and hands. And exhaling, softening and letting everything go, melting into the earth. The throat softens, head relaxes, the eyes are soft. The heart is the hub of all sacred places. Go there and roam. Next, inhale, bringing awareness back to surface. And stretch hands up overhead. Bending knees, rolling over to one side. And we'll meet in a seated posture. Let's try to practice coming to your stillness in your seated posture. Just a breath. Drop deep inside to that sacred space waiting for you. We'll stay here for just a couple of breaths. So the next inhale, let's bring our hands in front of our hearts. And we'll close with one Om. Take a deep inhale. From that sacred space within my heart to yours, namaste. Thank you, everybody, for roaming in the hub of the heart today. It's so wonderful to see your beautiful faces. Wishing you a wonderful day or evening. Thank you for joining us on the recording. And I look forward to seeing you all again on the mat